1917 is a new war film set during World War One from director Sam Mendes and is his debut writing effort, and the whole film is filmed to look like one continuous shot. And I love Skyfall, and that is my favourite of the current Daniel Craig Bond films, so I knew Sam Mendes was a very talented director. And I loved the look of the trailers for this, and I was incredibly excited to see how the one take would work with the film in all its glory. And I've been anticipating this film for months now, and it was worth the wait by some. 1917 is a visceral cinematic experience that I really genuinely struggle to put into words. It simply has to be seen to be believed, and that is praise I give to very few films. I'm going to struggle with this review because it is so hard to describe this film for me in a general way other than saying a visceral experience. Of course, the continuous shot is the true star of the film. It could be a fairly intense but hardly outstanding war film had it been conventionally made, but the one shot just takes it to a whole different level. The idea behind it and the outcome of it is that it sucks you in and doesn't let you look away, which leads to you being so engrossed and gripped that you just simply can't look away from the screen whatsoever. It dissolves the barrier between you and the screen and just makes every movement and sound stand out. It's a visceral experience, which is about the only way I can describe this film, and if you can, it demands to be seen in IMAX. Roger Deakins needs his second Oscar for this, as not only does his, Mendes, and the entire crew's achievement need to be recognised, but it is a stunning film with some really beautiful images in and amongst all the camera trickery. And there are a few moments where it does feel as though it was an obvious place to cut, but it was still difficult to tell, and it can easily be forgiven when it produces something like this though. Because of the one shot, this is the most I've ever reacted to a film, both motion-wise and vocally. There were 4 moments in particular that really made me move or react with speech. One of which was evidence of the right way to do jump scares without that build-up of annoying music and it being really obvious. Another of which was simply the camera turning around just to witness something shocking and unexpected as it was being done. This is the only film that has ever made me react so vocally or so much to events on screen, and it is all because of how the one shot pulls you in from minute one. Sam Mendes deserves Best Director for this at the Oscars, and it is so brilliantly crafted and executed that I feel as though, in my head, I could actually imagine the path and route of the characters and the film on a map. That is how brilliantly executed it is, and it is the true star of the film and what makes this so outstanding and special and such an experience. There are 2 great performances from George MacKay and Dean Charles Chapman. They both share one scene in particular that is incredibly impactful and nearly led me to tears and really shows that they understood who their characters were in this film and this situation. The supporting cast of British icons is also really fun to see, and they make the most of their short screen time. The production design is outstanding, and of course they are tailored for the necessary camera movements, but they're still incredibly rich and detailed, and the majority of the sets really add to the scenes they play host to. The No Man's Land set and the set of a destroyed, crumbled town as well, I thought in particular, were especially impactful, as well as one farmhouse set scene. Thomas Newman's score is brilliant too. However, it does sometimes take over a bit too much, when the scene would have been better if it had been the sound of the scene rather than the music at the forefront. And that isn't the music's fault, there is necessarily an editing issue. However, I do think the music is brilliant on its own. Sam Mendes and Christy Wilson-Cairns' script is phenomenal and delivers a real emotional punch at the end, which I didn't see coming, that again nearly led me to tears. Also, Mendes' decision to set the film in real time adds another masterful layer to what is already a masterful film. 1917 is a cinematic achievement that is a masterpiece from Sam Mendes' Roger Deakins, and the entire crew, including its main two performers. It is a visceral cinematic experience that is truly something else, and unlike anything I have ever seen, and has to be seen to be believed about how truly incredible it is. And like I said, that is praise I give to very few films. This is the power of cinema at its peak, and is a reminder of how there is no other art form like cinema. 1917 is a masterpiece, and of course, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Everyone should see this. It is just utterly incredible. I haven't stopped thinking about it since I saw the film. It is just a beautiful film that is something else and really engrosses you into its story, unlike any film I've ever seen. It is an incredible film. Everyone needs to go and see it as soon as they can, on the biggest screen possible and in IMAX if possible. That was my review of 1917, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.